Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Amy attacks with grizzly bears, and Nick lets it through unblocked. Amy then taps 4 lands and says that she's gonna ninjutsu in a Dokuchi Shadow-Walker. Nick says, I'll respond with Vendilion Clique. Which of the cards named would Nick be able to choose with Vendilion Clique with its ability? Would the answer to this change if Amy had a second Dokuchi Shadow-Walker already in her hand? Okay, so before we get too carried away answering this question, I want to first do a little bit of a review on how activated abilities work. You can tell that Ninjutsu is an activated ability because it has a colon in it. Everything before the colon is considered part of the cost to activate the ability, and everything after the colon is what happens when the activated ability resolves. So with that in hand, we know that if Nick is responding to this activated ability, then that means that he's acting after the costs have been paid, in other words, after the grizzly bears has been returned to Amy's hand, but before it resolved, in other words, before the Dokuchi Shadow-Walker is put from Amy's hand onto the battlefield. So that's the answer to the first part of this question. Nick would be able to choose either of the cards named with his Vendilion Clique ability. Now let's take a look at the other part of this question, that being whether Nick would be able to choose that Dokuchi Shadow-Walker if Amy had a second Dokuchi Shadow-Walker in hand. And it seems like that might be kind of confusing if there were 2 of them. How would Nick know that he was choosing the right one? And so in order to answer that question, we're going to have to take a close look at what it actually says in the comprehensive rules definition for ninjutsu. As you can see here, the ninjutsu says that part of the cost to activate it is to reveal that card from your hand. Now, this doesn't come up a whole lot, as evidenced by the fact that Wizards did not put this part in the reminder text of what ninjutsu does, but it definitely is important here, because it means that in order to activate the ninjutsu ability, Amy would have to reveal which specific Dokuchi Shadow-Walker she was activating the ninjutsu ability of. And that means that Nick would know which specific Dokuchi Shadow-Walker he would have to affect with his Vendilion Clique in order to keep it from entering the battlefield. Let's note that ninjutsu specifically says that it only is going to put the card that you activated the ninjutsu ability of onto the battlefield, which means that if Nick chooses the correct Dokuchi Shadow-Walker, then the other one is not going to be able to cover the contract for his fallen brother, no matter how thematic that might be. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.